Happy Halloween. I can't believe it's the end of the month.
I know. Literally October was a blur.
I know. It's crazy how fast it's gone.
Yeah.
Well, we've been like so busy with weddings and stuff. So
I know.
It's been a lot.
Have been so stressed this
Really?
week. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I know. There's been a lot going on. What have you had to do?
I think I'm just not used to. I also just got out of therapy, so this is something my therapist was helping me see, but I think I'm not used to the emotion and energy, the amount of emotional energy that these weddings have needed of me.
Yeah.
I'm not used to that, and so I'm realizing that it's taking me longer to process them, and that I actually do need a day to just chill so that I can dump my energy almost, because I feel like this week I haven't had time to do that, and so I'm like really feeling it on top of like an editing backlog. I'm just really feeling it, so
it's just been a lot.
Like all good things,
I
just
know.
things my nervous system isn't used to, I think.
Well, are you gonna have like a day off this week at least?
No
I
have really crazy deadlines for the 1st, which is in 2 days. So
what do you have to do?
Like the New York
editing?
wedding is due, and then I have 2 family sessions due.
Okay.
And it's just like, being so emotionally charged and invested in these weddings, but then also
having like deadlines, and
the photo count alone has tripled.
Yeah, well, honestly, even on the wedding day, I was like, oh my gosh, like elopement Miranda, like would have never guessed that this was her wedding, because it's like it was a big production, like, and we've done bigger productions, I feel like, this year, but since this was like yours, it just felt so different, because you've never really done anything like that, from what I can see. It was what we've done together.
Biggest event for sure, and also just having 3 shooters was
a lot.
So like so much photos.
Yeah. Well, I guess we can just get into your wedding. Yeah. Wedding recap.
Yes.
Wedding recap.
The wedding that we had been, planning for a long time finally happened. It was beautiful, but it was definitely the most hard wedding I've ever had.
Yeah.
Just because the elements were stacked against us.
Yes.
With the torrential downpour rain all the way up until the ceremony.
Yeah. So we were shooting at the Arboretum.
Yes.
Which is already kind of a hard place to shoot, because there's weddings happening. There's like 11 freaking places to get married at the Arboretum, and there's like events everywhere, and people are still
open to the public.
Yeah, exactly, until like 5, and so it kind of like it's already working against you in that way. And so Saturday was just like there was just going to be a period of time where it was going to rain, and of course it was like the big chunk of time that we needed to get like some photos done of like the wedding party and all of that stuff. And even I think everyone else was running behind too, just like the details, the florist, things like that. Not that that's really a bad thing, but like we really couldn't do anything in between that time because nothing was set up. So if we weren't taking photos of like the wedding party, we could have maybe taken photos of like the details and all that stuff, but we couldn't because nothing was like done yet, which is fine. But it was just like a weird like 2 hours, I feel like, where it was just like, oh, we can't do much.
Right. And it was one of those things where it's like, I think this wedding was going to happen rain or shine. And like leading up to the week, the rain was like going away. And that morning, I thought we were cleared. It was a sunshiny morning. And then a big thunderstorm came. And so I wish I would have been more prepared for the rain. As in, the couple had brought umbrellas, so we were able to use a few of those. Many. Yeah, they brought like 60 of them, the clear umbrellas. So thank goodness we were able to use that. But if we didn't have that, I don't know what I would have done. We were prepared to put like trash bags over our cameras and stuff. Yeah. But I think also it's part of my personality, but also part of the service that I want to bring is to like make other people calm in chaotic situations. And so it was very chaotic. And so I felt the pressure to make everyone around me feel like, okay, it's fine. Like, this is easy.
Yeah.
When it was actually super stressful. And I was also on my period. It was a 13-hour day for me. Didn't sit down once. We didn't eat dinner. It was a lot. It was actually so magical, though. As soon as the sun came out, the ceremony started, there was a huge rainbow in the sky. It was gorgeous.
Hold on. You're missing all these parts. I'm like,
Sorry.
you're flying through this.
Sorry, I haven't even processed.
I know.
Like, it's been so much.
So let's just kind of start, I guess, getting ready. I mean, it was just getting ready. But I think we should start when we like first got to the venue. Yeah, because we basically kind of all got there at the same time. And so Miranda also had a third photographer who is our friend Kenzie. And so we all got there and it was, yeah, like you said, chaos everywhere. Like people going in and out of the venue space or the reception space. And it's already raining by this point. And it's like kind of like sprinkling and Jenny's like trying to tell us like, it's only going to be like in 20 minutes, we're going to get this like downpour, but it's gonna go away. Like after that, it should be fine, and we should be able to, go on with the wedding because the wedding was gonna be outside, like the ceremony, and so we were just kind of like waiting for that to happen. And yeah, it did start raining for sure, and it was just so hard because like the inside was like getting prepped, and then the florists were like prepping the outside in the rain. Like it was crazy. They were just like getting drenched in the rain, still setting up for the ceremony, which was really cool to see, honestly.
Yeah, there was one pavilion where the wedding party was kind of crowded under, and they were just there for like an hour. And yeah, the planner is like telling us, the rain's gonna pass, it's gonna pass. And in my soul, I was like, okay, we're just wasting time here. Like, yes, I want to take these beautiful photos when the rain passes, but what if it doesn't? And so I was like, that chunk of time was supposed to be for wedding party photos. They had a pretty large wedding party. And so I just made an executive decision that, you know what, we're going to take the individuals with each groom beforehand. I just need to get those taken out of the way because that's going to take a long time. And if we have to push everything till after the ceremony, at least I have that.
Yeah.
So we did that, which went smoothly. And then the rain just was not letting up. And I realized that they had all these umbrellas. So I was just like, I asked one of the grooms, I said, hey, how do you feel about taking photos in the rain? And he was like, let's do it. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, thank goodness. So we got all of our cameras, trekked into the rain. I did some group photos of just like each side of the wedding party for like 5 seconds. And then I was like, okay, that's all I need. Like go back under the pavilion. But yeah, it was so stressful being wet. Like I've never been like wet like that before.
I know.
My dress was soaked. My feet cold and wet the rest of the day.
Like I know. It was wild. It was wild. And yeah, I guess I wasn't really prepared for rain either. And that's one thing I kind of, I guess, like have regrets about for that wedding specifically. Like I didn't feel prepared. Like that day I was like, why didn't I look at the weather?
I know.
Like why didn't I bring an extra outfit? Why didn't like it really made me think. I was like, wow, I thought I was really prepared. No, I wasn't like at all. I don't know what I was thinking. Like I knew the ceremony was going to be outside. So that was like one of the lessons that I like took away from that wedding too, where I was like, what was I thinking? Like if we were going to get wet, we were going to get wet. And then what would I have done afterwards? Like I felt like just so wet all day. And I was like, I'm going to look so disgusting at the reception.
Yep,
like
which I did. I looked a mess.
I feel like all of us did. It's fine. So yeah, that's one of the lessons that I really took away from this wedding. I was like, wow, I really thought I was so prepared. No, I wasn't. I guess I've never had a rainy wedding day, really. Like I have, but it hasn't been like to where like we had to take photos outside. Like there's always like an indoor space.
Right.
And we couldn't use the indoor space for this one because nothing was done.
And it was it wasn't a small room, but it was packed. Like the tables were like to the wall.
Yeah.
So there was no extra space in there that we could have used for photos. It was like tables this is it.
Yeah, well, and it wasn't just the tables, but it was like the florist doing the arrangements in there. It was like catering, trying to set up everything. They had chairs stacked up because they still had to put all the chairs back. So it was just like a lot going on in that room. It was kind of chaotic, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think from now on, I'm gonna be keeping clear umbrellas, at least 3 in my car, and like rain ponchos.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
it's just insane.
And just bringing like an extra outfit.
Oh yeah,
is what I realized as well. I was like, wow, I usually do, and I didn't this time. And I had a gut feeling in the morning to do something like that, but I just didn't. I just didn't do it. I was just so mad about it. I was like, I cannot believe that I didn't, you know, think about that for that wedding. But you did take their wedding party photos in the rain. They were all holding umbrellas.
It was really
which
cute.
Is really cool. Yeah, the photos looked really, really, really cool for that.
And then we were able to get like a group photo of the whole wedding party after the ceremony.
Oh, yes.
So we got everything we needed, but it was just very stressful. And I think like I wouldn't have been that stressed, but I could tell all the other vendors were stressed. And so I'm like super like I call myself an energy vampire because I leech everyone else's energy. So I just felt stressed because everyone else was stressed. But yeah, then the storm went away. And what was like so critical about this ceremony is they had benches that were going to have linens draped over them. And these linens were like very expensive. And the planner was like, I just would feel so bad if we didn't use these linens that the couple wanted. And so her plan was to just push the ceremony back a little bit until the rain stopped so that we could use the linens. And so we did that. But that meant that right after the ceremony, like during the ceremony, someone's going down. So for the first kiss, I had to use flash, which was pretty epic because the sky looked crazy.
It was like on fire. It was wild.
Cotton candy on fire because of like the storm clouds and the sun setting. So the flash like really worked because I feel like flash kind of captures that.
Yes.
But which was just really funny because last week I was talking about using flash during the ceremony and then I had to use flash.
Yeah, I know.
So it was already dark.
It was getting real dark at the end there. It was really, really dark because it was going to be right at sunset, really. And I think we did push it back like 15, 20 minutes, like the ceremony time. So that they had time to do all the linens on top of the benches. And I'm glad they did wait because it did end up looking so gorgeous, so organic, and like just so luxury too. It was just such a great moment and like great ceremony space that they did there at the Arboretum because I've never seen that done. So it was. And
you were able to get a drone shot.
Yes, my first like drone wedding that I've done. I've never pulled out a drone. I've never flown a drone, and my sister gave me her drone to borrow for this wedding, and I practiced like the day before. And I knew I wasn't going to use it a lot during the wedding day, but I really wanted that shot of the ceremony space. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do it right after the rain stopped. And yeah, it was really good. It turned out really, really good. So had some practice with that, which was fun.
Yeah. And then, so since it was dark, we had to do family photos and wedding party in the dark. So that was a little bit stressful for me because I felt ill prepared for that moment just because I just wasn't expecting to do it in the dark. And so I tried to have Kinsey use her trigger and it wasn't working with my camera. And then you saw us struggling and you came out with your light saying, you're like, I got this. I was like, thank God.
I don't know. I don't know what made me like, I just had a feeling.
We're just intuitive with each other.
No, I really did have a feeling because the first feeling I got was when Kenzie, after the ceremony was done, we all went me and Kenzie went to cocktail hour and I saw her there and I was like, wait, I think you're supposed to be helping Miranda right now because I think she needed your flash. And she was like, oh, okay, let me go check. And then I like saw them from afar and they were like messing with things. I didn't see any flash going on. And I knew that family photos were not going to take that long. So I was like, something's wrong. And so I was just like, you know what, I'm going to take over because most of my family photos are with flash.
Right.
Because they're always like indoors. And I don't personally love grain with family photos because I want these to be like crystal clear photos. So I don't really love the grain from like church weddings or just indoor ceremonies in general. And so I always have my flash with me. And I was going to use flash for the ceremony or the reception details. So I already had my flash kind of basically set up. And so I just went over and I was like, I knew something was wrong. Let me go over there.
And we're talking about external, like on a tripod,
off camera flash.
Yeah,
yes.
off camera, not just like I had a flash on my camera. I'm not saying I didn't
yeah.
have a flash on my camera. But.
Yeah. Well, you used flash at the ceremony, so you had a flash with you.
I didn't want our listeners think I didn't have a flash for this wedding.
No, you just didn't have off-camera flash, basically. You just didn't have the trigger or whatever it's called. It's not a trigger. It's called something else. But yeah, I just knew something, and I'm not like a flash expert, but I'm really good with flash these days. Yeah. And so I was just like, yeah, I've had a lot of practice with it, and so yeah, I was just like, I need to go over there and help them. And as soon as like I walked over there, Kenzie was walking back to cocktail hours. I was like, is she good? And she was like, no, she doesn't have the flash. It wasn't working. And I was like, I knew it. So yeah, that was like, I do love that about like because all of my experience had led to that moment because it's like I just knew something was wrong, and also just like being so aware of everything that's going around me because I was still able to get some cocktail hour photos and I was able to kind of like check up on them because y'all were kind of like a little bit further away, but I could still see you guys. So just like being so aware of like my surroundings is like a really good trait that I like thought of in that moment. I was like, wow. That's so cool.
Yeah, no.
But I probably like asked me like 2 years ago, I probably would have been like, they're fine.
Right.
Like I would have never like I also would have if we didn't have the relationship that we had, I also would have been like, she'll figure it out. Like I'm not gonna like step in and like just be like, oh, I'm gonna do it.
And
like
that's where
because I feel like anybody else, they would have been like, okay.
Yeah, that would have felt like stepping on their toes.
Yes.
But since our relationship is so collaborative, it was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, exactly. Which is like, I feel like that's how it should be.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be like, oh, my second photographer is like stepping on my toes. Like I could have figured it out and I could have done this, No. Because like I wouldn't have done that with anybody else. Like if I didn't know them as well, like I could do it with my friends like Kirsten, but I think I wouldn't have stepped in with anybody else. Maybe I would have asked them like, hey, do you need help? But I would be too scared because I don't know how they feel about that. And most people don't like second photographers for some reason. Like, I don't know what it is.
That's my philosophy on hiring a second photographer is I want someone who is on the same level of me or better. Yeah. Like I'm not ever going to hire someone who I'm like taking the risk of like, they're just a beginner or something. Yeah. Because in situations like that, where we're all like competent and can help each other out, like that's the whole purpose of having a team. Yeah. To support
especially
you.
With productions like that. Like this is like a really like high stress, high production wedding. And so it needed to have people that like knew from experience what to do, because again, like 2 years ago, I probably would never have done that. I would not have ever had my flash. I wouldn't probably ever really have known how to use flash like during family photos like that. I probably would have done direct flash, but it wouldn't have looked the same as off-camera flash.
Yes, and I did take some direct flash just because that's all I had. And I really like yours better than the direct flash, so I'm glad that
it's something about it. You really have to... I don't know. You really have to know flash, and it's so much easier than what people make it seem like. Because I remember when I first started photography, I was like, flash? What? There used to be like photographer like taglines that were like all natural light. Like, do you remember that era where it was like every photographer was, well, not every photographer, but a lot of photographers were like natural light photographer.
Yes!
Like that was their tagline.
I remember that.
And I'm like, that's crazy to think about now, because I'm like, why would you lead with that? Like that, that okay.
That was so
like,
trendy though, like to be like, oh yeah, I don't use flash.
Yeah.
It's all like natural
which
light.
I used to, not that I was like a flash hater, I just didn't know how to use it correctly.
Yeah.
Because there's a way where it to me seems like too traditional 2000-esque, and then there's a way to do it like more like modern, I guess. And that's like the beauty of flash, because you can make it look like it was like taken in broad daylight, or you can make it look like it was flash photos. So it's really cool. I really like flash. So I do want to learn a little bit more about it, because I'm like kind of like still in the beginning stages of like, I know what I'm doing, but I would like to like know how to maybe make it look like it was daylight and it wasn't like flash. So anyways, tangent on flashes, but yeah, so that was a good little moment there of like collaboration, and not so much like, oh my gosh, I don't want to step on Miranda's toes. I was like, no, this is like the wedding of the year. Like we gotta make sure these photos like look good for the planner, for Miranda, for her clients. Like, yeah, it was just that wedding. Like, you know what I mean? It was just like, we needed to have like.
It was interesting to me because the wedding before this was my New York wedding that I had, and that was perfect. Nothing went wrong. And I felt like, not that things were going wrong this day, because I still look back and I'm like, that was such a beautiful day.
Yes, I agree.
But it was just like every situation was not ideal. So we had to pull something out of our toolkit of like how to fix this situation.
Yeah.
So in that way, it felt more exhausting because you're using more energy to problem solve. And so that's why like I am just exhausted right now, because I'm like, bro, we literally did so much.
I was talking to my sister about that too. I was like, it's crazy the difference between that New York wedding and this wedding, because they were both so good, like amazing weddings. But the New York wedding, I felt good afterwards. Like I didn't even feel like a sore muscle in my body. It was like perfect lighting. Was perfect. Like I had to maybe problem solve like maybe like twice, but it wasn't like anything crazy. And so like the contrast between the two is just so wild.
Yeah.
Like I just felt so much more stressed and overwhelmed at this wedding than I did the other one. And they were honestly the same caliber of like production and like details, things like that. So it is crazy that like wedding to wedding, it's not going to be the same.
It's not. And I think it's just like the elements of the weather and a tighter timeline. New York wedding, the most relaxed timeline.
Yeah.
So all that to say, yeah, each wedding's going to be different, and not every wedding is going to be easy, breezy, beautiful.
Yeah.
But
so after ceremony, we did the flash photos of their family photos, and then
cocktail hour,
and then that's when I was inside doing most of the reception details, because they had literally, I swear, they like everything was done to like the minute of when it was supposed to be done, which is crazy. So after I did the family photos, I went into the reception to do the detail photos of the reception space, and yeah, it turned out really good. I really liked the reception space. It looked so cool.
It was gorgeous. Planner was obsessed.
Oh, really?
With the sneak peeks. So yeah, we killed that. And yeah, this cocktail hour, I was like, okay, normally it's like you have a chance to like go to your bag, like refresh something, like change your batteries out, or grab a granola bar, grab water. I feel like we didn't have a time to do that until later on in the reception.
We just did not have a chance to sit down, grab anything. We were wet. We were nasty. My hair, I had the most amazing blowout that day. Even like one of the people at the getting ready space was like, oh, is that the hairstylist? I was like, girl, no, I can't do anyone's hair today. But yeah, so I was just like, had the most amazing blowout, and my hair is the type of hair that will frizz up with like just like a drop of rain. And so of course it was just like frizzy and big, and just like I just felt so gross. And like I still, in that dress, I had gotten it soaked, I dried it up, it got wet again, and then it was just kind of like I just felt like nasty.
Yeah, I did as well.
And we were like wearing like really like good just like dresses, and so just
mine was
like the
floor
feeling.
length.
Yes, mine was too. I can still see like the ring around my dress from like how soaked it got from the floor. And yeah, it was just like, oh my gosh, we were just feeling it. Yeah, by that point it was crazy. We just had not had a time to like just stop. But yeah, so then dinner service starts, right?
Yep. And it was really important to photograph the dinner service. So like normally when dinner is served, that's when we go eat, but we were working, so dinner was beautiful. And then we had the first surprise drag performance, which was epic.
So cool.
So
that girl was
epic.
everywhere. That queen was here, there, bam, bam. Like it was so fast. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know where to go.
Yeah, it was a really good like pace, I think. Like she did really well, like working with the crowd and then like playing a game with the couple.
Yes, I know. I thought the game was so cute. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, she has like, she pulled things out. Like I was not expecting that at all.
And I was talking with the couple in the getaway car because I drove them from the reception to their after party. And I was like, what was your favorite part? And they were like, we totally just trusted the drag performance to be like, we had no idea what was happening.
Yeah.
Like, we just trusted her and she killed it.
Oh, she delivered.
And they loved it. So I couldn't tell if they were like overwhelmed by being the center of attention or not, but I think they said that they really enjoyed the game, so I think it went well. And then the second course of dinner was served, so we had to photograph that. And then she had another performance, so it was a lot. And then we just went straight into dancing after that. And that's where I was like, okay, because I have two other shooters with me, I can leave one on the dance floor. And you were leaving, so I was like, okay, I'm going to go grab all my stuff to get put in my car because I don't have time to get my stuff after the exit because I have to drive them to the after party.
So you have to put everything beforehand.
Yes. So it was super helpful having two photographers, which that was my first time ever having that. And yes, my expenses ate it up, but it was worth it to me.
Yeah, well, it's a lot. And something that I learned, just speaking of like dinner and stuff, another lesson that I took away from that was just like, we probably didn't need 3 photographers at the same time during dinner service. And I was like, that would have been a great time for Kenzie to go
change out her stuff. Yeah.
Change out, rest a little bit, because it was just like, you both didn't get to eat.
Yep.
And afterwards, I was like thinking about it when I left. I was like, dang, like at least I get to like, go like to McDonald's afterwards and like get something, but you still had to keep going after that. And I was like, that's another lesson that I'm gonna take away too, is like, we probably didn't all need to be there for dinner service. So someone should have swapped out, whether it was just like me maybe just getting dinner service while you two ate, because you still had like 4 more hours to go after that. So that was like another kind of like lesson that I took away from that too, because I was like recapping the wedding to Steph and I was like, Miranda and Kenzie did not get to eat, and I wish we would have just like traded out instead of like having everyone there.
In hindsight, that would have been better too, because it almost felt like the room was too small for all of us, and it kind of was like paparazzi everywhere because it was so dark in there that we had to use flash. So it was like flash, 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 and I kind of was like, oh, this is a little overwhelming. So yeah, in hindsight, I think just 2 of us would have been perfect, like way better. But also I remember being in that moment being very overwhelmed still and just kind of like going through the motions basically. So I don't think I could have like in the moment thought about that. But
no. But that's why I was like, I think that's a lesson that I'll take away in the future too, is like
planning
probably
that
don't
out.
need like for like dinner service, and even honestly for the drag performance, I still don't think you would have needed 3 people there. So it would have been nice for like like I was saying, like Kenzie to go and eat, because at least she'll have like a moment to rest, and then she'll come back, do the party, and then go to the after party for that. So yeah, I learned a lot of lessons at this wedding. I'm not gonna lie.
Me too.
And it's so crazy because it's like, I feel like I always learn something at every wedding, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's just gonna keep going and going. Like I'm never gonna like know everything, but that's also why I was saying like the contrast between the New York wedding and this wedding, it's like so different too, in that we just have to learn different things for like different situations, and not every wedding's going to be the same. So it was just like, oh my gosh, all these lessons learned, but also like I'm going to take this away for all my other weddings that I do, because it's not going to be the last wedding that we're probably going to have to deal with the rain or deal with like details coming together literally at the second that they need to be done. And kind of like the ceremony, like they had like maybe like 5 minutes to like kind of put all the linens out and like get guests going, because it's like, okay, we gotta go, we're already late.
I think I took 5 photos of the ceremony setup before
which I would have
taken
I would have taken like 30 minutes just to do that.
So it was high paced, and that is why I was prepared with 3 shooters, because I was like, someone is gonna have to be at some place where 2 other people are in a different place. So I'm so glad that even though the details were like done at the very last minute, you were there and ready to get them, because we still had all the cocktail hour stuff that we were shooting. And so,
yeah. And also, okay, so another thing that I took away from that day too is that like I was kind of in charge of all the detail stuff, and I was really stressed out. I wouldn't say stressed, but I was just kind of I felt a little pressure on me, because it was like all the details, and I was asking Jenny like what details she wanted, and like what she wanted from like the reception space, and like what she really wanted basically kind of like for her portfolio. And then I asked Jesse, right? Okay. I don't know why I thought I just got that wrong. Jesse, the florist. I also asked him, like, which ones do you like? Which arrangements do you like? Like, what do you want for your portfolio, basically? And so I just felt pressure to, like, get really good photos for everyone. Of course, for Miranda, the couple, but, like, literally everyone, because it's like, I couldn't have taken those photos without the florist. I couldn't have taken the photos without the planner and, like, all of that stuff. So I just felt like a little bit of pressure, even more so than I would for my own wedding day. And I usually feel that anyways when I'm second shooting, associate shooting, whatever. And so I just felt a lot of pressure, but that's all I could think about. And something that I didn't take photos of was that damn bar.
I know no one did. I mean, I did after during dancing, but it wasn't like well lit before, like during cocktail hour.
Yeah, and that's something that I was just like almost, I guess regretting is a good word for it, because I think just like looking back, I think that I was so worried about the details inside that I didn't really even like try to focus on that detail.
Yeah.
Or like, because also I knew that I needed to take it, but at the time that I wanted to take it, they weren't done. And so then I think I was going to go take something else. And I told Miranda to maybe go over there and take photos of it, because I hadn't yet, but then it still wasn't ready when you were. So I didn't even know when it was ready.
There was no florals on it or anything.
So I didn't know when it was ready. And so by the time that I was having to focus on just the like reception space, I didn't even think about that bar.
Yeah. And this is one thing that I'm like, I think I want to be like a little bit proactive on and kind of communicate this to the planner that, hey, just so you know, you're not looking for this photo. We did miss this because it was like on her shot list, because it was like a custom built bar. It was just so, the way it was placed was so odd.
Well, I think they changed it because of the rain, right? So they it could be under.
Oh, is that why?
It wasn't like that when I first saw it being built. Like it was facing the Arboretum entrance, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't supposed to be like that. It was supposed to be like rounded.
Because it was right by the wall, to where the corner of the building was in the middle of the bar. So half the bar was out, and then half the bar was like literally
it was
parallel
just, like,
to the
weirdly
wall.
spaced, and it wasn't set up like that when I first saw it. When I first saw it, it was like against the glass.
Okay.
Like I think because we talked about it during the walkthrough, like it was just supposed to be in the middle.
It was not where
of that building
we thought it was going to be.
And so I think they moved it maybe because of the rain, and it needed to be like under the like that little whatever it's called.
One thing I've learned from just like consuming education from luxury planners is that they would appreciate, like, when you do make a mistake, to just call it out and they like appreciate that, so that they're not like waiting for that one photo that they're not going to get. So I think I'm going to say like, hey, just so you know, like we didn't get a good photo of the bar in its entirety, but there's tons of action shots of people interacting with it. But unfortunately, I did miss the bar on that. And so that's the one thing that I do have regrets about, is that we didn't get the damn bar. I was like, asked Kim, did you get it? She's like, no. I was like, Kenzie, did you get it? She's like, no. I was like, damn, I didn't get it.
But I think
either.
there's a reason why we didn't.
Yeah.
Like I think we all tried, but when it was time to actually, because it wasn't ready until literally it was about to be cocktail hour, people were already going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I don't know. That was like one regret I did have. I was like, I was so worried about the inside that I didn't worry about the other details, which I don't know, good and bad. Like, at least I was worried about something.
Okay, so to go along with that, my biggest insecurity for this wedding, like I almost literally, I'm being so vulnerable.
I know. I mean, we both are. It's like a wedding that we were like really looking forward to, and we thought was gonna be perfect. But it's like there's things that we did wrong. There's things that I learned. Yeah. There's like, so it's like, you know, this is real life.
So my biggest insecurity was, and I literally during the reception, I almost started crying because I was so overwhelmed about this. So I was like telling myself, like, I am not producing photos that are good enough for this planner. That's what I kept telling myself in my head over and over and over again. And when I got home, I was talking to my husband and Kinsey about it. And they were like, what are you talking about? Like, you're great. Like, you always think you are shit. And then your sneak peeks fill out and you're like, oh, actually, I did take good photos. And so I think what I got tripped up about was the couple had a vision for me and what they wanted. They booked me because they liked my style, right? And then I think sometimes when you have a planner that is also, you want to treat them like a client, they might have different expectations than the couple. And like, and I put this thought in my head that the planner wanted something that I wasn't delivering, if that makes sense. So the planner has a very like editorial style, and the couple wanted very candid documentary style, which is like how I shoot. And so the whole time I'm like, oh my God, I'm just scared that the planner's not going to like these photos. And when it comes down to it, the planner also chose me for this wedding, for this couple, because my style aligned with the couple and she trusted me to deliver that. And I did send her the sneak peeks and she loved them and I had nothing to worry about. But I think the whole time I was just like, oh my God, like this isn't editorial enough.
Which is crazy because even in your notes, you're like, I will focus on documentary. Don't focus on that. Like basically that's what it said. It was just like, that's why I was like, I was so focused on the details. And that's kind of honestly my thing. So the fact that you were even worried about is kind of crazy because even in your notes, you're like, I will do this. Like, I'll get the candids. You guys just focus on everything that I can't focus on. And so it's crazy that you like,
I was thinking so that. In my head, bro. Yeah. And I think it's just, again.
Which is crazy because you didn't feel that way for New York either. Right. You know what I mean? Because I'm telling you, like, same caliber of like wedding, like same production level, like details the same. Like, so
I think crazy with this wedding, I worked very closely with the planner for like months. New York, I didn't. And so New York, my mindset was like, okay, everyone just trusts me.
Yeah.
And in this one, I was like, oh, I have to like perform for this. And I'm like scared that like from what she's telling me, it's not aligning with my style. And I was so scared. Okay. But this just goes to show that you do have to just trust yourself and believe in yourself.
Yeah.
And like stay true to yourself, because at the end of the day, my photos were very true to me and my style. And the sneaks were very true to me and my style. And everyone loved them. And so I did what I came to do and I delivered. And that's all that matters. And I was just putting way too much pressure on myself to please everyone. And
I know, and that's so hard to do.
So hard.
Yeah. Because even I was feeling stressed and pressure. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even feel like this during my own wedding days. Yeah. So it is kind of crazy because it was like I was feeling the pressure to get like really good floral shots for the florist and like get really good shots for the planner. She wanted like dinner menus on there, but then she wanted photos without the dinner menus on there. And then I also was taking ambient photos and also just doing my like signature like editorial flash photos for the reception space because it was so dark in there that I was like, okay, we need both. And that like the type of wedding, like I feel like needed that flash moment too, because it just like, I don't know, the style of the wedding was very like fashion forward, very organic, but also very structured. And so it just like for those details, I needed both. And yeah, I even felt the pressure of it all too, because I was like, well, I have to please Miranda, I have to please the planner, I have to please the florist, and I have to please the clients too, because it's like at the end of the day, it's for the clients. So it's like I'm having to like please all these people. And yeah, it's just hard when you get in your head like that, because even I was like, oh my gosh, am I being creative enough? Am I being like, am I like getting the fashion shots that Miranda like wanted from me? So it's like it was a lot. It really was a lot.
But I feel like we just have to trust ourselves, because we are damn good at our jobs, and we are creative, and everything always works out.
Yeah, and it did.
And it did. It literally was like, from the photos, perfect day.
Yeah.
Perfect day. It was just like feeling stressed out during, which was, you know, you're going to feel stressed out sometimes on wedding days. So.
Yeah. After that day. Well, oh, you should talk about the rainbow. We kind of glazed over that.
Gosh. Okay, so this was my first groom on groom wedding. And so, groom on groom, that sounds bad.
Groom wedding? Gay wedding?
Yeah, I've had like lesbian weddings before, but I've never had two grooms. And so,
you know what, me either. I've done a lot of like lesbian second shooting weddings. I've never done my own like gay couple wedding either. So it was cool to experience this for sure.
It was a very like their story is very emotional. So they're like families, and like, you know, the emotions were high all day. And so this rain.
It's also because like we live in Texas. It's like it's a lot of layers to this too. So yeah, it was very emotional.
It was very emotional. And the rain was just like, okay, another odd stacked against them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then right for the ceremony, it stopped raining, and there was a big rainbow in the sky. I just felt like it was just for them, and it was like solidified their love and, you know, all the support and love that they had that day. And so it was gorgeous. And Kim actually got a shot of the officiant walking down, and the aisle, and behind him was like a huge rainbow,
which is crazy. I didn't see it.
No, I didn't see the rainbow. I heard everyone talking, the rainbow. I'm looking, I can't find this goddamn rainbow.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't think maybe because what I was doing, I was at the like the start of the aisle, taking photos of people walking in, and no one, I don't think anybody noticed. Like,
it was behind, I guess it was behind all the guests. I was with like the whole wedding party before they walked down,
which was pretty far away. I think you were blocked by like trees maybe, but like even me, like no one said anything, so I didn't realize, and I wasn't paying attention. I was mostly, when I'm doing like processional, I'm really focusing on like getting that in focus. Right. So I wasn't like paying attention. Like I just needed those like good shots. And so didn't notice the rainbow. But it's so funny because throughout the whole freaking ceremony, I was like, oh my gosh, the sky. And I was like taking pictures of the sky. Because like the colors kept changing, and it was just like one side of the ceremony space was like sunshine, and the other one looked so dark and gloomy. So I was taking pictures of all the clouds because it looked like art. And so it was just funny when Miranda sent me the sneak peeks, and I saw that photo that I took, and I was like, didn't even notice that rainbow.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Pretty spectacular.
And when she texted me the sneak peeks, that's the first thing I sent her. I was like, oh my God, the rainbow. And then I sent Steph the sneak peeks too, and that's the first thing she said too, was the rainbow.
And I was like, chills.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
It was so beautiful. Like, putting all like the stress aside, like the actual wedding story was just so beautiful. And I'm really glad that we got to be a part of that day. And yeah. And then also, speaking of like weird magnetic things in photos, like you sent me a photo that I had took at one of your weddings earlier. and there was like a butterfly that like flew across the ceremony that I didn't even know that.
It was so weird. I was like, what is that? And I zoom in and it's a butterfly. And it's just like, it's so weird because it looks like it's pretty far away and it's in shot somehow. And I had not seen a butterfly that whole day. No. And it was just like really random. I was like, how did you capture that? Like,
and it was like in the blue sky. Like it wasn't like it was sitting on like a flower or something.
Yeah.
Where you couldn't see
it was wild. Like the fact that you capture that, because butterflies are pretty fast. Like they fly away. So it was just weird that I culled that photo without knowing that I culled it, and it had that butterfly. So I just culled it because I thought it was a good capture. And then when I was like editing, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even notice that. It's so weird. So we're just like capturing things we don't even know.
Yeah.
That we're capturing
all the symbolism and all of these things.
I still cannot believe I captured that rainbow and didn't even see it. Like,
I know.
How did I not see that? Because it's clear as day in that photo.
Yeah. It's a pretty magnificent photo.
In like the background of any other?
No.
No? You're kidding.
Mm. And also, it's just like, we need to put this photo on the video.
I will.
Because it's such like it's such a fashion forward editorial moment, because their officiant was wearing like a sheer shirt with ruffles and like a big bow.
It was perfection.
So it just looked like it was a runway show.
Yes.
Like a fashion show. And so
I know.
So
they all
good.
looked so good. The fashion was it was so good at that wedding. Like both grooms looked so good. Such their styles too. Like that burgundy red maroon jacket that, oh my gosh, it was everything. And their like boutonnieres.
Oh, the boutonnieres were so
good.
And the floral bouquets.
Yes. It was all the florals honestly were just stunning.
My favorite florals ever to date.
Just stunning. It was just so good. That man's mind just worked. I don't know.
No.
It was crazy.
It's very like, so they're like,
because it's hard to be organic and not try too hard.
It's whimsical and organic, which in the questionnaire that I sent my couple to fill out, they were writing how the wedding was actually like the first collaborative piece of art that they got to work on together, which I thought was so cute. And he was saying how like we added parts of my style and his style. And so like Isaac is very like whimsical like artist, and then Emiliano's like a club like rat, you know what I mean? So it's like, and they like met at a Charlie XX concert. So it's like very like, it was, the whole wedding was a marriage of like whimsy and like club.
Yes.
With like the drag performance.
Just like rave.
Yeah, like
party
a rave
vibes, like fashion forward. Yeah. And so, oh my gosh, yeah, it was so good. It was so good.
So
I just that's
what I'm saying. It was such a beautiful day that I feel weird and bad saying like, oh my God, it was so hard. It was so stressful.
What was it? It was hard in a way, but it wasn't because of the client. It wasn't because of like the couple or anything. Like it was just basically kind of all just in our head.
Yeah.
Like it really wasn't because
and the
of
weather.
Anything specifically with even just like, it wasn't because of the vendors. It wasn't because
everyone was a
running
dream
late.
Like with.
It wasn't anything like that. It was more so like in our heads and things that, because we're so like, we want to like have this caliber of work that is just amazing and perfect, and just we just want to be there for all of the people that worked on the wedding day. And so it's just like, it's hard not to like have all that pressure and still like feel like, I don't know, just perfect and amazing, because it was perfect and amazing, but just like certain things, it's like not the whole wedding was like that. Like the beginning of the day was beautiful and gorgeous and so easy, but it's just like little things that we have to talk about. I mean,
it was just like the technical side of things, I think, was what was hard.
Yeah.
And so that's why we like to talk about these things on the podcast, because it's like, these are things that you learn on the job. And so if you can learn from someone else's mistakes so that you don't make the same mistakes and you're prepared, that's why we want to talk about shit like that.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about the after party. I wasn't there.
My God, yes. Okay. So
sad.
The after party was at the Texas Theater, in Bishop Arts, and the couple lives in my neighborhood. So we literally, I don't know, 2-minute drive from their house to the Texas Theater. So I took them to their house because they wanted to do an outfit change, which their outfit change was also so cute and amazing. It was
So
like
good.
leopard print, like animal print, really with like bows and like rhinestones. It was insane.
It was so good.
And so they got changed, and then outside of the Texas Theater, they had the marquee with their names. It said Isaac and Emiliano just married. And Emiliano, one of the grooms, his brother was actually DJing the after party. And when he told me that, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, cute. Like, didn't think anything of it. No, his brother's like an actual DJ.
So cool.
It was so good. It was like a rave in the Texas Theater. And the Texas Theater is like, it's like white adobe, and then like the floor is red, and like all the furniture is red and like red velvet. So it's such a vibe. It was so fun. It was very loud, very
Really?
chaotic. We were only there for an hour, which was perfect. I don't think we needed to be there longer.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was so cute.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it looked so good. The photos. I was just like, this is everything. It
Like
looked
the red
such
mixed
a
with
vibe.
like the animal print. It was a vibe.
Yeah, it looked like like a club or like a rave or just like a party that someone would throw.
Mhm.
Yeah, it looked so fun. Oh my gosh.
There was probably 100 people there. Like 100
It's
of the guests
crazy.
RSVP'd for the after party. I was like, wow, I
Wild.
love this.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's so fun.
Yeah.
Like, who wouldn't want to do that? Because they were
Yeah.
also getting shuttled there. Like,
Yeah.
I would go. Especially for my friends. Like, that's so cool of
Mhm.
them to have like a wedding and then just like do an after party afterwards. That was like a rave. Yeah, sign me up.
Mhm.
So cool. Oh my gosh. Ugh. I was sad. I did miss that.
Well, that was
very
the
sad.
first time also that I stayed out till like, 1:32 a.m. for a wedding. So yeah, mom was
Not for
getting
the-
old.
Yeah, I was gonna say not for the faint of heart.
Not
because
for the faint.
I'm not kidding you when I said I could not sleep because of how much my back was hurting that day. Like, not the whole day, but just like when I was laying in bed, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what this wedding did to me, but my back hurts so bad. I was trying to sleep and I couldn't find like a comfortable position, and then I was like, oh my gosh, let me take some ibuprofen. And then at one point I had to get like icy hot on my back to like kind of like soothe it out. And I was just like, but it's crazy because it's like that doesn't happen to me at every wedding.
Well,
and this one wasn't that.
We did not sit down, Kim.
Yeah,
we didn't
we
sit down,
didn't.
and we had all our cameras on us the whole time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Our
I
bodies were
was just
feeling it.
like, because I've done more. I mean, I think I was only there for like 9 hours. I've done 12, 13-hour days. Have never heard like that before.
Also, it was probably like when you're stressed, like you tense
Yeah.
up. So we probably were just
We
tense.
didn't have snacks. We didn't eat.
Which I literally had granola bars in my my personal bag that
We
was
just
on
didn't
me,
have time.
but I just didn't have time.
Yeah, we just didn't have time. And like I said, like that learning lesson of like, why didn't we just like send someone out to go
Right.
rest for a second and then like kind of like ping pong off of each other. But again, lesson learned. But
Yeah.
is there anything else that happened that you can think of? Anything else that you learned or are taking with you?
No, I just think the biggest thing for me was just to trust yourself and that your client booked you for you, and don't think that you need to like change yourself. I don't know why I always have that issue.
Yeah, I know. It's hard. It's hard because you're trying to please everyone.
Yeah.
And it's hard being a people pleaser.
Yes.
Because you just get in your head.
Yes.
But that's so true. And it's so funny because, like, some weddings you feel like that, some weddings you don't. And it's just like, oh my gosh, how can we go from like the contrast of that? It's wild. It really is so wild. But yeah, no, I'm glad we got to talk about it and like rehash it. And anything else that happened this week that you want to talk about? You just said you were kind of stressed.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah, I know.
well, just because like then Sunday, so I didn't go to sleep. Oh, also like randomly across the street from our apartment that night. So this is like 3 a.m. There was like ambulances.
Oh
and
God.
I see out my window 3 people butt ass naked running across the street, like
What the heck?
down the street, like away from the ambulance. I had no idea what happened.
Oh gosh.
Okay. So I'm seeing this. And then Kinsey's texting me from my living room because she spends the night with me. She's like, hey, are these your neighbors like in this like domestic like violence right now? And I'm like, what? And so simultaneously, while I see naked people running across the street, someone down the hall is like having a fight. And I'm like, this never happens. I don't know what's like. So I didn't go to sleep till like 3 a.m. Okay. And then I had to wake up on Sunday and cull and edit. And I did that all day long. I didn't finish until Monday morning.
We had so many photos. And like I said, like, I don't feel like you're used to that yet. Like, it's just.
I'm not used to that amount of photos. And then, so the Monday, I'm like, okay, finally sent out sneak peeks. Then I have to go drop off gear that I rented, drop off film, like do all of the logistical errands. So then I didn't get really home till late Monday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then Tuesday, like I was thinking we had the podcast to film. So literally, like I didn't have a day to just process. So that's why I think today, now it being Thursday, yesterday my friend had a baby, so I was at the hospital for that. I just haven't had a time to sit and be like, please, like all this energy get out of my body.
Yeah, well, I'm glad we talked about it today.
Yes,
I like finally feel like we like
processed
got it out of our system because we haven't even recapped it either, like together of like what happened. So yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah,
that we got to do that because hopefully you got it a little bit out of your system.
Yes, I feel a lot more like I can breathe now. So.
Yeah, and you'll have the rest of the day. You'll have Friday, right?
I have all day tomorrow.
Yeah, so you'll be good. Just deep breaths. I did get to do something really fun yesterday.
You went to a concert. You look so good.
Thanks.
Oh my god, you ate
pretty hard.
Yes.
Well, I say that, but I didn't even like.
Did you use
it was just a dress and a tie. What?
Did you use Newly for that?
No, I got the dress off like a company. I forget. You probably know them. You're so much more like fashion educated than me.
I don't know about that.
Claudie. I keep forgetting the name of it. Hold on, let me find it. Claudie Perlot Paris. They're just like a fashion brand, I guess. And I just found the dress online, and I was like, this is perfect. Like it's like the perfect because so I went to go see Doechii. That's who we're talking about, and she for her tour had a style guide. For her tour.
I love it.
If you know anything about me, I love a style guide. I love
a dress code.
I love a dress code because I go all out. I love not being on theme. I love being on theme. And so the fact that she had this like style guide, I was like, perfect. Like, because I was asking my friend who I went with, I was like, what are you wearing? Like, and she was like, she literally has a style guide. I was like, oh my gosh, thank God, because I was like, I have no idea what to wear to a concert. Like, what do you wear to a concert like that?
Yeah.
And so I'm so glad she had that. But I love a theme, and I feel like it's so crazy. Like, I feel like I'm so fashionable. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so fashion when I have a theme. But like day to day, I'm like, what do I wear? So I need to like bring that into like my everyday life. But yeah, I just love a theme. And yeah, so I got that tie. It was like the perfect color too. That tie I got from Free People. It looked like it was brand new on their website because there was like no reviews on it. And it's a tie that's like 2 ties together. So it's like split in half. So it just gives it like a really cool look.
Wow.
And I tied the tie like a bow, which I saw Chelsea from What We Said months ago do that. And I just always kept it in mind because I was like, that's so cool. Like, that's so cool. And I knew that's not really my style, but I was just like, I just kept it in mind this whole time. And then when I saw like the style guide, I was like, I know exactly what I'm doing. Like, I'm getting a tie and I'm going to tie it like a bow. And It was everything. I got so many compliments.
Yeah, you looked insane. I didn't even clock that was a tie.
Yes.
That's
yes,
so
it was a
cool.
tie tied into a bow.
Wow.
Yeah. It was like everything to me. I loved it. Like I just love the theme. Like and yeah, so I went to see Dochi and she was amazing. Like, what more can I say? Like, it was
That was last night?
yes.
Yeah.
It was so freaking good. She did amazing. I hadn't been to a concert with like production, with choreo, with like vocals like that in such a long time because Lord Drop, after high school, I went on a musical festival like rampage. Like the first music festival I went to was Warped Tour. Do you remember Warped Tour?
Yeah.
Yep. I went like when I was freshly 18, like right out of high school because I was like finally had the freedom to like freaking get out of the house. And so that was like one of my first festivals. And ever since then, I like went to Coachella, I went to Lollapalooza, I went to Hangout Fest, I went to Delaware for a music festival. Like I've gone literally
Delaware.
Yeah, I don't know. I always the outside
Outside Lands?
No, is
That's
that what
usually
it's
in
called?
California.
Oh, okay, maybe not. I don't know. It's somewhere in Delaware. And so I've been to ACL. I've been like 3 or 4 times. So like I used to go all the time and ever since 2020 just completely stopped. Like I don't know what happened. I just did not go into like any concerts. And so the last few concerts I went to was the Jonas Brothers, which I mean they're good. I liked it, but it wasn't like giving choreo like Dochi. Like it wasn't giving production or anything like that. And then the last one that I saw live was Midland, which is like a country indie band, and they're not getting choreo. Like they're not giving that, you know, they're just country band. They're just standing there kind of like moving around, and which is still good, but like I was just blown away with her like presence, her like stamina, her just like courage, and just I don't know. It was just good. Like just like watching someone. Also, I always get really inspired by people doing what they love to do, and just seeing her just doing what she loved to do, and just knowing her background too, because she has like YouTube videos she has YouTube videos of her like doing the artist way and just like really manifesting her dreams, and just like seeing her on that stage now, and like I even cried when she got her first what was it? Was it Grammy? Is that the music one? She won something. Yeah. I can't remember which like award.
Was it Best New Artist? No.
But was it a Grammy though? I can't remember. Maybe it was. It probably was. But she did a performance there and I cried because it was just like seeing someone like doing what they love and like finally getting the recognition that they needed. Like it's just so inspiring to me. And even like during like periods of the show, she did like affirmations, and then there was like before a song, it was like the art of storytelling, and I was just like, oh my god, it was like honestly the most perfect show for me because it was just like mixed with like spirituality, mixed with the art of storytelling, like everything was just so yes. When I saw that, I was like, you're kidding me. And just like the production, everything was just so good. At the end, she like thanked every single person. Like the production, her 2 sisters were there like doing choreography with her, and like I don't know, it was just really cool to see. It was just like, oh my gosh, just like women being empowered and like amazing. I was just like, yeah, this is everything. And also, not only that, but like her branding was on point. She had like a storyline. So like the style guide was basically like school preppy vibes, and so throughout the whole concert it was like lesson 1, and at the end it was like lesson 8, and it was just like the storyline of the branding and everything. Like her outfits are very like preppy meets edge meets streetwear meets Dochi. Like I feel like she has such a good style, and just like I don't know, the branding of it all was just so good, and yeah, it was awesome.
That's amazing.
And it like makes me like want to go see more people live. Especially it just like makes me inspired. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Follow your dreams.
Yeah. Well, it's that, and then also the branding of it all. I feel like you just eat that shit up.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's why I love a theme.
Yeah.
I'm like, give me a theme and I can brand it. I can tell you what to wear, what not to wear. Like, I know how to like put things together. And yeah, it was just awesome. I loved it. I loved it so much. So yeah, it was really, really fun to see her because it also was like such a, not a small show, but she's not doing stadiums yet. So it's like still a little bit intimate where it didn't feel like it was like I was like seeing her and she was like
Where
a
was it
tiny,
at?
the pavilion at Toyota Center or something.
Okay.
It was in Las Colinas.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, it was by the
Toyota.
Alamo.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a really, really nice concert venue, I think. And so, yeah, there was a lot of people. Everyone was dressed so good.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it was so fun. So it just makes me want to see like more concerts because I really do get like lit up and like inspired by music, which is so funny because I really don't listen to music that often. Like when I'm like working, I don't listen to music. When I'm like showering, I don't listen to music. But being live at a concert, it just like means everything to me.
Whenever I'm at a live event, I just cry. I
almost did. At the end, I was like, the branding, the performance, the choreo, the stand, like everything. I was just so impressed.
Yeah.
And I love an artist that like really brings it. And she's just one of those people. Because even when I saw that performance, I'm pretty sure it was the Grammys. When I saw the performance, I was crying afterwards. I was like, the amount of work she probably put into that, and like it's like live vocals and it's just crazy. I'm like, oh my gosh. And yeah, even she was like during the show was like, follow your dreams, like you got to be authentic, blah blah blah. I don't know what else she said, but I was just like, oh my god,
damn, I'm gonna have to go look at TikToks about that.
Yeah, you should.
So
you should see her
TikTok.
Yeah, you should see some of her performances. It was really, really cool, and it was so like diverse too. Like the concert, I feel like everyone was just like, I don't know. Everyone was just themselves. Even though I didn't know anyone, it just felt like everyone was just being themselves. Like whether it was like what they were wearing or just like who they were
in
with.
The audience?
Yes, in the audience. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I remember the last concert I saw was 21 Pilots, which
they're good live too.
So good, but I hadn't listened to them before I went to the concert.
Oh, yeah.
Because my brother was like a super fan and he was like, I have an extra ticket, please go with me. I was like,
oh my
okay,
gosh, yes,
whatever, I don't even know who these people are. I sobbed because just the people in the audience, like I love going to a concert to see fans.
Yes, feeling the energy of everyone is so good.
Yeah, and they were really good storytellers. And yeah, I was like, okay.
Yeah, their music, I used to listen to them all the time.
Really?
There's someone that I've seen live like 3 times. Yes.
I have no idea.
Yes.
I'm like a secret 21 Pilots fan.
That's so funny. That's the type of music I used to listen to a lot.
Okay.
Well, I have like a wide range of music that I listened to. Like when I was in high school, it was more like Warped Tour, like very like screamo, indie vibes. And then I kind of transferred to like rap. I saw Drake and like A$AP Rocky live once and Kendrick Lamar. Like I really do have like a wide range of like music that I love. But yeah, just seeing people in concert and like giving production and branding and like everything just feeling so on brand is just everything to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even like her merch was like on brand with like the preppy vibes.
Really?
She even had like a Letterman jacket.
Did you buy any merch?
I didn't. No, because I always, this isn't anything on Dochi, but anytime I've bought merch, I'm kind of disappointed in it. It's never good. So I just didn't want to take any chances because honestly, merch is really expensive.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm good. I really don't wear a lot of like graphic tees or anything like that. So I was just like, I'll be okay.
I don't have any merch.
Yeah. I'm just not like a graphic kind of girl. And I do like crew necks and stuff, but I don't know. They were just so expensive. I was like, I'm usually like, if I do buy something from our artist, it's a vinyl. And I'm like, that's my support because I'll actually use this. And it's like, it's not just going to sit in my closet and just be like a waste of money. And so, yeah, I'll just typically buy like a CD or whatever they sell music wise. But yeah, it was so fun. But that's it for me. We're gonna tell some horror stories, but I think we're good. We don't need to. Maybe we can do that next week.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like the horror story was just being stressed out the whole wedding.
That's enough for this episode.
That's enough.
Yeah, maybe we'll do next episode. We'll do something like that, and then we'll need to recap that book too. So
Yeah.
we'll do that sometime in November, maybe mid-November or something. But yeah, thank you guys again for listening in and hearing our wedding recap and everything that we did this week. And guess we'll see you next week.
We love you so much.
Yes, thank you guys so much. Seriously, for listening, for watching, for
commenting
interacting
on our TikToks.
Yes, exactly. But all right, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Love you. Bye.